I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidentially in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. This quote highlights Thoreau believed that meaningful change could only come from the grassroots efforts of individuals and communities. He advocated for people to focus on developing their own character and values, rather than relying on government or institutions to dictate how they should live their life. How vain it is to sit down to write when you have not stood up to live. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. I find it wholesome to be alone the greater part of the time. To be in company, even with the best, is soon wearisome and dissipating. I love to be alone. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. You must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in each moment. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. If you have built castles in the air, your work needs not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them. Books are the treasured wealth of the world and the fit inheritance of generations and nations. In this quote, Thoreau also emphasized the importance of living in harmony with nature and preserving the natural world. He believed that a deeper connection with nature could help individuals better understand themselves and their place in the world, leading to a more enlightened and compassionate society. Do not be too moral. You may cheat yourself out of much life so. Aim above morality. Be not simply good. Be good for something. If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music he hears, however measured or far away. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately. Live in each season as it passes. Breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and resign yourself to the influence of the earth. Read the best books first, or you may not have a chance to read them at all. I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. The greatest compliment that ever was paid me was when one asked me what I thought and attended to my answer. Thoreau believed that the development of the world required a rejection of conformity and a commitment to individuality. He believed that individuals needed to embrace their own unique perspective and ideas, and not simply conform to the opinions of the majority. Nothing makes sense. The earth seems so spacious as to have friends at a distance. They make the latitudes and longitudes. I was not born to be forced. I will breathe after my own fashion. Let us see who is the strongest. The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life, which is required to be exchanged for it, immediately or in the long run. Not till we are lost, in other words, not till we have lost the world, do we begin to find ourselves and realize where we are and the infinite extent of our relations. Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads. If we will be quiet and ready enough, we shall find compensation in every disappointment. A man rich in proportion to the number of things which he can afford to let alone. Every generation laughs at the old fashions, but follows religiously the new. All men want, not something to do with, but something to do, or rather, something to be. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what I had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. In this quote, Thoreau believed that the development of the world required the cultivation of the individual virtue, self-reliance, a deep connection with nature, and a rejection of conformity. By embodying these principles, individuals could contribute to the development of a better world. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. As you simplify your life, the laws of the universe will be simpler. Solitude will not be solitude. Poverty will not be poverty, nor weakness, weakness. What is the use of a house if you haven't got a tolerable planet to put it on? An early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. Could a greater miracle take place than for us to look through each other's eyes for an instant? Only that day dawns to which we are awake. There is more day to dawn. The sun is but a morning star. It is never too late to give up your prejudices. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. How many a man has dated a new era in his life from the reading of a book? It is not worth the while to let our imperfections disturb us always. I say beware of all enterprises that require new clothes, and not rather a new wearer of clothes. We are born as innocents. We are polluted by advice. Thoreau's philosophy on developing the world was centered on individual empowerment and deep respect for the natural world, which he believed could ultimately lead to a more just and equitable society. When I hear music, I fear no danger. I am invulnerable. I see no foe. I am related to the earliest times and to the latest. I have, as it were, my own sun and moon and stars, and little world all to myself. I should not talk so much about myself if there were anybody else whom I knew as well. Thank God men cannot fly and lay waste the sky as well as the earth. When we are unhurried and wise, we perceive that only great and worthy things have any permanent and absolute existence, that petty fears and petty pleasures are but the shadow of reality. If a plant cannot live according to its nature, it dies, and so a man. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagined. As you simplify your life, the laws of the universe will be simpler. What sort of philosophers are we who know absolutely nothing of the origin and destiny of cats? That man is the richest whose pleasures are the cheapest. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. I say, let your affairs be as 2 or 3, and not 100 or 1,000. Instead of 1,000,000, count half a dozen, and keep your accounts on your thumbnail. In this quote, Henry David Thoreau believed that the development of the world was intimately connected to the development of the individual. He believed that true progress could only be achieved through the cultivation of individual virtue and wisdom. To be a philosopher is not merely to have subtle thoughts, nor even to found a school, but so to love wisdom as to live according to its dictates. A life of simplicity, independence, magnanimity, and trust. It is better to have your head in the clouds and know where you are, than to breathe the clear atmosphere below them and think that you are in paradise. Books must be read as deliberately and reservedly as they are written. I have no doubt that it is part of my destiny of the human race, in its gradual improvement, to leave off eating animals. Cultivate poverty like a garden herb, like sage. Do not trouble yourself much to get new things, whether clothes or friends. Turn the old, return them. Things do not change, we change. Sell your clothes and keep your thoughts. God will see that you do not want society. You must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave. Find your eternity in each moment. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. What does education often do? It makes a straight-cut ditch of a free, meandering brook. Thank you for watching this video showcasing the brilliance and wisdom of Henry David. Henry David's insights and quotes continue to inspire and challenge us, reminding us of the power of imagination, the importance of adaptability, and the role of perception in shaping reality.